Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius.
And Aušra Motuzeraitė Pinkevičienė.
We have over 25 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 696 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. Today we'd like to talk about what to do when you come to practice and there is a funeral in the church. Is it a familiar situation, Aušra?
Oh yes, it happened to us many times, and the last time it happened actually a few days ago.
Yeah, we had our Unda Maris Studio rehearsal planned, but before that we were going to record some organ music on our church organ. But before entering the church, we noticed widely opened doors, which means something's going on. And sure enough, in one of the chapels, there was a funeral being prepared.
Yes, and nobody warned us about this, and we just found out it too late.
What was your feeling? How were you feeling when you saw that your practice or rehearsal might be interrupted?
I was frustrated, of course, very much.
Did you think you could go to another place to practice, or you thought there was some other solution?
Well, I just wanted to cancel actually studio and go home. What about you?
Well, I didn't want to go home without any recording, so I had to do something about it. So we went upstairs, right? And then we discussed how to get out of the situation without upsetting anyone, because previously in previous cases where the funeral was unannounced and we were showing up for practices, there were mixed feelings. Sometimes relatives of the deceased would want organ music and sometimes not. Remember those days?
Oh yes, of course.
So what happened next, Ausha?
Well, we just went, downstairs to talk to the daughter of the deceased, and actually she was pretty happy about the organ music and allowed us to practice and to record some things. We promised her that we won't be loud, but she said, oh, you can also play loud.
Because my mother, the mother, it was her mother's funeral, her mother would have wanted that.
Yes, she was actually a famous poet.
Yeah, in general, our church sees many funerals of famous artists, musicians,
Academics.
yeah, members of the academic community. So it's a famous place for funeral masses in Lithuania in general. And I'm glad I talked to her, and we went upstairs and started recording some quiet meditations.
Yes, I used mainly flutes or strings. One principle maybe for a solo voice.
Right, so obviously organ music is really suitable for funerals. Appropriate organ music, let me specify, right? And you just have to be respectful of the situation and sometimes ask for permission, right? Because in
yeah.
general, organ music associates with funerals for a lot of people.
Unfortunately, yes. For some people, even Bach's cantatas associate with funeral. But anyway, later our students came, and because we are preparing actually for Christmas recital, so we are playing sort of Christmas music. But the good thing that only how to say politely, only those students showed up who are not very virtuoso players so far. So we don't play a very complex pieces of music right now, and actually it worked pretty well too. Of course, we had to adjust registration and play it softly, but it worked well.
So let's talk for a few moments what we played. You recorded a few chorales by Otto Dienel, forgotten German romantic composer, soft pieces that we selected and would be appropriate for this occasion. And then students came and I didn't have time to record. So then the students played, as you say, quiet music. What was it? You remember?
Well, yes, we did the chorale by Johannes Brahms, Es ist ein Ros gesprungen.
Es ist ein Rost entsprungen. And then
we did the piece composed by you.
oh, right, meditation on one of the hymns I wrote recently. Also a quiet piece. And then
we worked on Tsipolis Pastoral.
right, so these are of course not necessarily thematic material for funerals, but the mood is quiet and contemplative.
Yes.
And even pastoral, if it's even playful, in general, today the student played really slowly, and it was meditative pastoral, not playful at all.
Yes, so it worked quite well. And see what you did afterwards.
And I afterwards recorded two pieces, two takes of improvisation on Nearer My God to Thee, which is obviously very suitable for funerals, and Phil Leonbauer's Cortege and Hymn. It was composed in memory of Queen Elizabeth II when she passed away. So it all worked out well, I think.
Yes, I think so too.
So in general, summarize our conversation. Yes, you can give up and go home, or you can ask for permission from the relatives and practice not necessarily the same music that you were going to play, but adjust to the situation and play something contemplative, something quiet like communion pieces.
Yes, I'm glad it all worked out well.
Yeah. And most of the time, I think relatives would be happy if you play like this.
Yes, I think so too.
Would you like to add anything else today, Osha?
Well, let's hope that in the future we won't have many funerals to attend or to play.
Well, that's the issue with this church. There are so many unannounced events in this place that it's hard to plan something regular, ongoing, or important like a festival, because you never know what would happen with if for example, we are participating in an event, it's okay, we can be flexible. But let's say this was not our rehearsal, right? But let's say a guest recitalist who would be performing a couple of days from now.
Well, we had situation like this before,
Yes.
so he or she could practice on a silent keyboard.
That's the best they can do, of course, but that's already a red sign, a red flag, obviously, if you want to organize a festival in this church. You can't plan anything if they create such unannounced occasions of interruptions for festivals. It's not okay. For normal rehearsals, practices, fine, you can adjust and no problem. But that's the problem with being with planning something big. Do you agree, Osha?
Oh yes, definitely.
So the only reason I wasn't frustrated was because I was flexible and I could do something quiet today. So hope you can be flexible if this happens to you too. Okay, guys, this was Vidas.
And Ausra.
Please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.
This podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
It has hundreds of courses, coaching and practice materials for every area of organ playing, thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month for free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you need one-on-one coaching, you can check out our page on Buy Me a Coffee platform.
Find out more at buymeacoffee.com/organduo.